Welcome to a special edition of Startup Duniya presented by SME Venture. I am Amreen Mullah, the editorial assistant, and today we'll be peeling back the layers of an extraordinary venture that's been making waves in the B2B content realm, the Vice City. Born out of a blend of creativity and a keen sense of the market's needs, the Vice Idiot has carved its niche as a leading B2B content agency in India. Let's unravel the story behind its inception, the vision that propels it forward, and a peek into the future of content creation. Let's welcome Deep Shah and Divyank Jain.
Hi, how are you? And thank you for having us here. Looking
I'm
forward
doing.
to this.
Thank you so much. Great. So let's begin with the most basic question here. The journey of the Vice Idiot has been both inspiring and intriguing. Can you share the story behind its inception and what inspired you to start this venture?
Sure, Deep, I think you are the best person to start this and introduce TWI.
So the Y Seriate as a concept had been around since 2012, almost 11 years ago, when it used to be the pen name when I wrote in college, and when after a brief stint in the corporate world, after uh, moving on from fraud investigation, I wanted to explore something on the creative side of things. And when a lot of job interviews on the content side converted into freelance assignments, I thought, nahi yaar, scope hai. Let's formalize this. I reached out to Divyank, who was a very good friend, and told him, yeah, you're a great poet, and you have your way with words. So let's do this because people need good content. I don't personally like what a lot of people are publishing, and I think that if we can do it, we can do it much better than what is currently there. So making good things better is one repetitive theme in our conversations and our belief, and that's what the Vice series started with. Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance was the first client, and they wanted 35 blogs per month. That's how we ventured into the content space. That was just Divyank, me, and one intern at that point of time, Ritika. And yes, 2017, early 2017 is when the Vice series started.
Mhm. Okay, that's great. And I understand that you are a part of the BFSI content creation. So, how did you realize that BFSI is the correct market to tap here?
So, yes, Divyank.
Yes.
I think you already, gave the answer. Edelweiss Tokyo planned it for us. So you can say it, be it serendipity, be it how we started it, because they were our first client, and Deep was in the industry, and we realized that BFSI needs content, but they also need someone who understands finance. So we could see the demand there, and we could see us as suppliers there. So it was very easy pick for us. And then it was pretty much the destiny, I can say, because it was smooth road ki ab yahi karna hai, and एक के बाद एक हमेशा आगे मौके मिलते रहे. So it was not planned till very long, but it was we were there, right people at right place at right time, maybe.
Well, I'll give you an example to that. So in March 2017, we started working with Edelweiss. In July 2017, one of my cousins in IFL said, "Yeah, IFL and 5paisa are getting demerged. They need a lot of content for 5paisa. I think you should speak with the team member there." So July, May we spoke with 5paisa, and we were onboarded as a content agency. And I mean, uske baad, these two big names back to back consolidated our name. कि भाई हाँ, in अगर दो बड़ी कंपनियां इनके साथ काम करें, these guys know what finance is, these guys know how content works for this industry, and hence all the other guys today, when we work with ICICI or HDFC or many of the other fintechs also, they have that confidence that since the big names have worked with them before, they know what they're doing.
Mhm.
And I myself come from a financial services background. I'm trained in financial markets at the undergrad level. My family background is as such. So all of those uh, collectively position us as the good guys for B2B finance.
Okay, that's quite great. So when you started off the Vice Idiot, what was one of the unprecedented, significant challenge that you faced when it comes to setting up a content agency of your
I think the biggest challenge for us was we didn't even know what we were doing, and it was in itself a challenge. What is an agency? What do they do? What is content? Understanding anything and everything. We both were 23 back then, so this is 7 years, right? So challenge तो वहीं से शुरू हो रहा था कि करना क्या है, कैसे करना है, कब करना है, कहाँ करना है.
role?
And we were figuring out, and I still think that we are pretty much figuring out. Maybe our 0 to 1 journey has happened. Now we are in 1 to 100. But yes, challenge one was 0 to 1 kaise karna hai, and anything and everything was around it.
Okay, that's quite interesting. When it comes to building your own agency, there are, of course, certain strategies that you apply. Do you think that any part of your strategy from the inception to now has changed? Given that, there is a new technology that has come out, like with AI and virtual reality. Do you think the content agencies and, the content creators in general are uh, building a new platform for themselves?
A lot has changed, and every day it is changing much more. We can proudly say that we are trying multiple new things that maybe not anyone else in India currently using. We have a virtual office, so we are using the virtual game already, right? AI is something which can be debatable because a lot of our writers are key people like it, and then there are lot those who do not want to use it at all, right? So there is an internal and external debate. Even on the client side, everybody has a very different take on it. Some of them would want us to use it to increase the volumes, to adapt to whatever AI is giving, and be ready to what is coming to the future. And then there are those maybe more traditional would want to keep it as human as possible. So we are working, we are being the catalyst there, working with both of them. So of course things have changed a lot. Ecosystem has been much better. When we started, as I said, we were figuring it out because there was not enough content, conversations around it, right? SEO was there, but it was something that only few people knew. Not even the founders or CXOs would talk about it. There would be a specific team that would only talk about it, and that too in a hush hush voice, right? Social media was there, but again, it was just putting content out there. Now entire narrative has changed. There are multiple new categories there, right? So video has become a big thing probably in like the last 4 years. Influencer marketing has become bigger than anything else in last 2 years, right? So things have changed. People value content much more on both sides, be it employees as well as on the client side. And a lot now depends on whatever we are doing, right? A lot of organic growth happens through content. So we are in much better position now. We don't have to sell ourselves. People already know, and then they come to us with a requirement. And they tell us that why we need it, and then we just become their extended marketing teams. So yes, I think a lot has changed for good.
Well, according to you, do you view adoption of AI as a positive route for the future of the content industry?
Let me take this one. AI by itself, as of now, based on whatever things that we've used, Copy.ai, Jasper, ChatGPT, even there are open sources, but sub use karke, we've understood that by itself, it cannot give you the output. You need a very strong prompt engineer, and at the same time, you need a very strong editor or a content curator after using AI.
Mhm.
So AI can be, if I have to give an analogy, it can be a great machine It can be that huge factory that can work the way you want it to, provided you program it well. It can create, if your restaurant can give you great pizzas, but
Mm.
उसका जो sauce, उसके जो toppings हैं वगैरह आपको पहले से, you have to assemble it and give it. It will bake it to perfection, provided you know what you're doing. So
Mhm.
that is how we are viewing content. And from a commercial sense, also from business sense, also it makes much more sense to use the AI, because on a good day, I would say on a very good day, you can create four content pillars, 2,500 word long content pillars using AI. And
Mhm.
if someone had to do it from scratch by themselves, they would have at least taken 3 or 4 days to do it. So effectively, I would say that it is genuinely good, and you just have to know how to use it well and how to use it to your advantage.
Okay, that was quite insightful. I really liked the pizza analogy over here. It was really apt. So, as pioneers in the content creation industry, do you see the landscape evolving over the 5 to 10 years more progressively, or do you think we would still stay in the current, trend set?
Look, things are going to change. That's how uh, that's how things is, right? We grow as organic beings. We grow just as that the society grows, the preferences grow, everything changes. So it'll be very stupid on my part to say कि नहीं यार change नहीं होने वाला. But at the same time, it'll be very stupid on my part to assume that some things are going to change. The basic human needs of entertainment, of nostalgia, of getting value will never change. Whether I'm reading a book, whether I'm in the metaverse, whether I'm speaking to a friend, whether I'm watching a movie in the theater, whether I'm reading a blog, whatever it may be, I have certain needs. The medium may change, but the needs will remain the same. So content will keep changing to evolve to the varying methods or means, but वो जो need है वो वही रहेगा. Uh, so in that case, you may go from text to video, and from video, now people are experimenting with audio, and to some extent, there are attempts to work even on scent and give that 5D effect to consumers, to users. So yeah, that will change, but the basic bottom line of content will always remain the same, that you either have to educate, you either have to entertain, or you have to engage with them in some way. The three E's will remain the same.
That's great. So, with these changes coming through, what would be your advice to the, new startups who are trying their hand in the content industry? What advice do you think you can give them to kind of, kickstart their business?
So uh, one of the things that happens is new trends come. Some of them stay, some of them don't stay. So performance marketing was one such thing where we saw when we started off particularly, where uh, between 2015 and 2020, performance was king in the content space. Uh, but then people realized that it's not sustainable. So it tapered away. And 2020 onwards, especially after the lockdown, I saw, or rather, not just I, the entire content industry saw founders and businesses focusing a lot on organic growth. जो हम बाप दादा के ज़माने से या और पुराने ज़माने से बात करते आ रहे हैं. So I would feel that that is a simple piece of advice that I have, that stick to the tried and tested, stick to the long term, slow, steady, boring methods, because when you're playing the infinite game, survival matters more than anything else. So just keep adding value, keep uh, be true to those original ancient principles, and you'll be sorted. You'll not have anything else to worry about when it comes to survival.
Got it. That's great.
Divyank, if you
Uh,
want to add something to this.
yes, Divyank.
No, I mean, pretty much the same. I mean, whatever you have said makes complete sense. Uh, if we have to put it in bullet points, it will be: do not try to reinvent the wheel if not required. Second is keep your fundamentals strong. Everything around fundamentals will work. Third will be keep it simple, stupid, which is KISS concept. Especially in marketing, people try to do a lot of things. We have done things, uh, just to make sure that we are being creative or we are doing extra, but later realize keeping things simple, keeping it, which is important for the reader, to the consumer, to the end user, is all that matters. And this is for every brand in the world. So being empathetic towards the consumer, to know them well, to give them things which they want in a very simple, fundamentally right way, is all that is required from a marketing as well as any other team in the brand or in the business.
Okay, that's quite insightful. So I think we're ready to wrap up here. As we wrap up our conversations, it's been incredibly enlightening to hear about the evolution and the insights of Deep and Divyank. To the team behind this venture, a big thank you for sharing your story with such openness. Your journey from identifying a gap in the content market to rising as a leader in the field is not just impressive, it is motivating for anyone with a vision and the drive to make this real. To our Startup Dunya viewers, I hope this conversation sparks a bit of that wise idiot spirit in you. Whether you're just starting out or looking for the next big leap in your venture, remember, the path less traveled often holds the most exciting adventures. Keep exploring, keep innovating, and let's keep supporting each other in this dynamic journey of entrepreneurship. Who knows, the next big idea we might celebrate just might be yours. This is Amreen Mullah signing off.